Hi guys, welcome back to the Yorkshire Modeller. We are now on to issue 7 of Panini Collections, Ferrari F40. So with issue 7, we get the right cylinder head cover, gasket covers and head cover screws. So quite a few bits in this issue. The head cover screws all come on one tiny little sprue and they are minute. They are so small, so take your time with these. Also we get the gasket head covers, which are like little pieces of felt in this one. So they've got, like you see just on there, that one's got a little R embossed on it, and then the other one has got the little L, just so you know which way around they go. Now what I've done already, I've taken the ignition coils that we got with the last issue, and I've already attached those onto the cylinder head cover that we get this week. So that is exactly the same as what would have been in the previous video for issue 6. So what we'll do, we will get all of the parts that we need for what we're doing now, which are these little beauties, and we'll get started. So like I say, that's the cylinder head. They're all done. So that's basically just the same, like I say, as last week. Just attach them all in and make sure that all the holes on the other side match up nicely. So we'll get these screws out of the bag. And so basically we're jumping ahead to 7.4 on this one. So place the completed cylinder head cover on your worktop and then separate 14 screws from their mounting. Now I'm just going to find my clippers, which are there, not where I normally keep them. So what I usually do when I'm doing parts like these is actually separate all of them off the sprue and then leave them in a pile, kind of just so I know where they are. And if you've not watched me doing the Bismarck video, the easiest way of doing this is kind of to put your hand over the actual part that you're cutting off, if you can, or at least, like with this one, I'm just going to put my finger over the top, just like that, and then just clip it from underneath, and then let that drop down there. Now these parts are absolutely tiny, so once you clip them off the sprue, there's not a lot for you to see if you do lose them. So what I'm trying to do is keep them all quite central, sort of in the same place, so I can see exactly where they're all landing. Also, as you can see, I'm doing this very close to the middle of the table. If you are building this, I would say don't do these too close to the edge of a table, because if they go on the floor and you've got carpet monster's going to get them and you're never going to see them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, right. So I should have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Right, so cut out the 14 screws, so you'll be left on that end with 2 spares. Put that all off to the side. Now then, get your tweezers. Step 7.5, using your tweezers, position the first screw into one of the small round holes around the edge of the cylinder head cover before pressing it into place with your finger. Repeat for the other 13. So, all the way around the edge of this, you've got these tiny little holes there. That's where all these parts go into. So the kind of bulbous bit at the top, this is not going to work well with these tweezers because these are not precision tweezers. Right. So the bulbous bit at the top is, stay there, is the actual nut itself, and then you just line that up, and then hopefully I should be able to push that into place like that. So that's how that works. So what I'll do, I'll get these all attached and then I'll show you what it looks like. Right, well that wasn't annoyingly fiddly at all. I have seen someone actually on the Facebook group who said that doing that it took them 2 hours to attach all those screws. Now, looking at the time I've got here, it's probably taken me about 10 minutes, but that was with my glasses on and with a decent a decent bit of patience. But yeah, it looks really good now. It's all attached anyway. So that's that bit done. That's step 7.5. 7.6, positioning the rear head. Sorry, the rear. I don't know where that came from. Positioning the head gasket cover as shown. Attach it to the cylinder head cover. So if we find out which one of these it is, so on the back of here we've got the R, so we'll get the one that's low, has the R on there, like that. Oh, that was a bit bright, but you kind of can see what I'm talking about there. So that one goes on there. And if we turn this over, and then position that in there, like that. Is that right? Should be it. So yeah, that goes on there like that. So all the holes and everything line up neatly. Make sure it's not that way around actually. No, definitely that other way. There we go. So that's that. Now that isn't glued on or anything for the time being. It's just kind of resting on there. So that's that bit all done as well. So that is pretty much issue 7 completed. Well, that was mildly infuriating. So as I put this upside down on the table over there with all the other F40 parts, a couple of these screws actually fell out. So what I've had to do is basically super glue them in. So what I've done, what I've done with the Bismarck and the Spitfire, just get a cocktail stick, a little bit of super glue just on the end of it. I've just put enough that kind of it layers just over the hole for the screw, and then just pushed it in, and it seems to be absolutely fine now. Nothing. I mean, I'm dropping it quite heavily on the worktop to see, and nothing seems to be moving. So that's all attached and done there. And then obviously you've got your cover there as well. Now that will just go onto there like that, and that's that bit all done. So that's really it for issue 7. Issue 8, we get the left and right cylinder banks. So obviously that is going to go on top of the cylinder banks, I would assume. And then in issue 9 we get to start the dashboard and some of the dashboard components. So we've got issue 8 just there, and then issue 9 just there as well. So yeah, coming along nicely now. I'm looking forward to getting the so we can start attaching things onto like a chassis. I know with the Eagle Moss DeLorean, you got the chassis with issue 10. But yeah, I don't know whether this actually comes with a chassis or not. I think it's just kind of like a frame that you get later on in the build. I know there's some builds of this from Panini, well, Centauria actually, the Italian company that do this, that actually run alongside, so if they're up to like issue 60 or something like that. So yeah, we can get a little bit further along with this one. But yeah, that's issue 7 all done. Issue 8 should be up next week as normal. Issue 9 up in a fortnight. Until next time, guys, please remember to like, share and subscribe to the Yorkshire Modeller for more weekly model building geekiness. And as I say, until next time with Ferrari F40, happy modelling, everyone.